After getting bad news in Tulum, me and my daughter set out for a 2-hour road trip to Cancun. The bad news that I got was one of those life-changing potential things, and it really shook me to my core because I really wanted it bad. Like, I worked really, really hard for it. And like when everything is falling, apart around you, and I am literally watching my 20-year marriage dissolve in front of my eyes, just having that one thing work, especially when you work super hard on it, it hits you. It was like a blow, a major blow. To be honest, I had grown a little weary of driving in Tulum and hanging out there. It was marketed as a sort of boho love's escape, but the reality was a bit different. I got a sort of slight fatigue from the constant upselling. Although in essence the beaches were free, there was kind of this paywall exist within them. That was one of the main draws of us coming to Tulum, is that my daughter loves the beach. So one thing was certain though, I'm so glad we rented a car, because I couldn't imagine of us, trying to do all of this last minute day trip to Cancun without it. And in that moment, the 2-hour road trip to Cancun felt like all the distance I needed to get away from everything that I couldn't fix.
Still a red flag.
The water was rougher than I expected. Red flags waving, warning of undertow. I know that feeling. I mirrored it. I drowned myself into it. The hotel looked great on the outside, kind of like my marriage. Inside, well, there were cracks galore. Let's start about the fact that my key kept not working. Hola, the key's not working again.
Okay.
It won't go. All these polished storefronts. But you know what really stopped me in my tracks that day? Was this man making guacamole by hand at a restaurant we visited. I hated avocados as a kid. Maybe hate's a strong word, but I strongly disliked them. Too weird, too slimy. Funny how flavors change. Now I savor every bite. Sometimes your taste matures. Sometimes your standards do. My new standards are sky high. They've outgrown small minds and fragile egos. Narcissists can't reach boundaries they cannot touch. The beach became my sanctuary, not for answers, but for surrender. Sweet surrender. I didn't come to ask for miracles, just a moment of peace between tides. Eyes closed, I offered up silent prayers. Eyes open, I waited for clarity to wash ashore. On the edge of the ocean, I opened my journal as if it was a secret map. Each page a pathway to letting go. With every word, I released pieces of yesterday into the tide, watching them dissolve beneath the relentless rhythm of the waves. In that quiet communion with the sea, my thoughts find room to breathe, and I rediscovered a hope as timeless as the shore. Translation: I put words to paper all the ills that I was feeling, especially the event that brought me here. It's wild how stillness feels louder when you're not used to peace. The ocean, you see, it doesn't need explanations. It's big enough to hold everything I've been carrying and you've been carrying. So I cast my worries in it. Grief, guilt, resentment, humiliation from staying way longer past the expiration date of the relationship, and I let the waves swallow them whole. Two things on the way back to Cancun. First, I was craving a Krispy Kreme donut. Why? Well, I just had a tragic situation, and that I didn't even realize I left my suitcase in the middle of the street. Two gentlemen that work in the sanitation department found my information on WhatsApp, and messaged me. Miracle, I tell you. My passport was in there. So embarrassing. But you know what they told me? They said the following. They told me to make sure to let people know that there are good people in Mexico. And I told them I would put it on social media, and they laughed and said, thank you. Not all people want something from you. Some just want to return what was lost. A passport, a little faith in humanity, or maybe a version of yourself you thought was gone for good. If this video found you in a moment of transition, you're not alone. We're healing out loud here. Subscribe for more stories of reclaiming self, one journey at a time.